Hallo, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdi, ji ayanu, goedemorgen, ishpata.
Pakhair agale, ni hao, chune shumme, washmale, ohio, genzaimes, guten morgen, hola, boyor, privyet, kaifa hal, halishuma chutore, ahlan wasalan, marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, swabia, balli kere aya. And thank you very much everybody for tuning into PTV World. You're definitely watching World this morning. Like I said, the very fantastic, the very superb, the very supportive, the person who can actually do multitasking as well. I think she is Miss Shazad Hashmi. I happen to be Shazad Hassan Khan. It's a fine, cold Thursday morning over here in Islamabad. We hope and pray that everybody out there is doing wonderfully well and that you're ready to kickstart your day with us. Hello, Shiza. How are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely great. Thank you so much for asking. And I hope and pray every one of you out there are doing good too, along with you, Shazad.
Thank you very much.
But I'm so excited because while tomorrow, this week is going to end, the year is going to end too.
Yeah.
Well, just saying, theoretically speaking, there is a segment of a society who's like, why do we even celebrate New Year's? What is there to talk about? Well, I like the sentiment of it, you know, getting into something new or just hoping to start something better or start something new all over again. You know, the sentiment, new year, new me, it actually resonates with a lot of people. Does it resonate with you though?
I mean, I'm still not sure about it, and it's because of the fact that, you know, I'm an avid believer that whatever you want to do, I think it should start from today as we speak as well. So, you know, I am not the person who's like, oh, you know, I have to do this. Okay, I'll start doing this from tomorrow or probably next week. So I'll be like, you know, and I've seen this for sure. So, and, you know, with a lot of confidence, I can say that, that for all of those people who think about doing something or changing something within their own personality, or if it was something which they were supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen, the very moment when they think about it, if they start working towards that, I think only those are the people who actually achieve it. You know, people who say that we're going to do it tomorrow, or, you know, tomorrow if it's too cold, you know, I just could not get out of the bed. You know, so all of those people, I'm sorry, you know, so if you want to do something, for example, a lot of people say that, you know, I'm going to start praying from tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to start praying from day after tomorrow, or whatever the reason may probably be. You know, but the people who started the very day they thought about it are the people who are still praying, ladies and gentlemen. So please make sure that if you're thinking about anything, you have to do it then and there.
You know what? This is actually going to be my resolution for this year, because I know tomorrow you're going to ask me again, let me tell you already. Because in all honesty, I think in terms of confession, I'm bad at doing it 5 times a day. So I'll either miss, you know, probably I miss Isha sometimes. I sleep so early, or Fajr for that matter. So I really want to be punctual with that. Inshallah, inshallah, and Ameen. Pray for me, you guys.
Inshallah, inshallah. And you'll be able to do that, Shiza. And, you know, nothing is impossible. And there's one more advice, and that is, that next day, whenever you're praying Fajr or whenever you're praying Zohar, what you can do is that you can actually offer the Qaza prayer for Isha, which you missed out just because you were sleeping early or you worked hard as well. So for all of those people who are out there, it's not that difficult. Allah has always made it very simple for us. So please make sure that you follow the path of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and make sure that you have gratitude and you always are thankful to Allah Almighty. But other than that, yeah, I think technology is getting way beyond our hands.
I swear, man. And you know what? Just yesterday, of course, I was re-watching The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
So earlier when I used to, it was a little disturbing. And now when I was watching it, I was like, this can be one of the futures that we can, you know, we are probably looking forward to. Because recently a news came out which has a lot to do with, you know, the technologies that movies used to produce, and it was such a far-fetched reality. Imagine, we used to think it cannot be possible. Imagine, Shazad, do you think it's possible that I'm thinking something and my computer's going to type it for me?
But I so want to know what people are thinking, you know, wow. So I would rather want to hack into that computer which can interpret what you're thinking. Yeah.
But it's true, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen, you know. So this man is the first on the planet to first of all set a record of giving out a tweet by just using his thoughts.
Wow.
How interesting is that?
Wow.
And it's sort of a like direct thought tweet. He got a computer chip implanted in his brain. He is a 62-year-old Australian man who actually suffers from the disease ALS. He composed that tweet, and the tweet was so funny. It said, "No need for keystrokes or voices. I created this tweet just by thinking it."
Wow.
Interesting,
That's superb. You've done a great job. You know, first of all, you obviously had the courage to go get a chip implanted in your brain as well. That's wonderful. But imagine, God forbid, you know, because a lot of people can misuse it as well.
Yes.
Your computer is being hacked and whatever you were thinking was misinterpreted by the computer. You can be in a very chaotic situation.
I swear to God. You know, it makes me think, do you have to press enter in your brain? Otherwise, all your thoughts will be published.
All right, imagine you just have to kind of do a wink to enter and double wink to space, you know, things like that.
Interesting.
And you know, ladies and gentlemen, it is all about making things accessible for people who were not able to voice or probably talk or hear or do anything. And imagine, obviously, the thought process continues. So technology, you've done a great job. For whoever came up with this idea, you've done a brilliant job. For all of those people who were in difficulty because of the fact that they were not able to express themselves. But other than that, obviously, we need to come down to our incumbent government, PTI, and Mr. Imran Khan Saab, our premier, and a lot of people, I think a lot of people worldwide are well-wishers. They want this government to prosper as well. But there's this one initiative which they took back in when they came in power in KPK, that they wanted to kind of bring in a lot of trees. And you know, they wanted to play their role in terms of climate change as well. So imagine, ladies and gentlemen, that Pakistan has been named the forestry champion and will guide other Asian countries interested in forestry.
Wow.
Hear me out, bear me out on this one. Pakistan will have the privilege of advising Asian countries on forestry and green measures to combat climate change's effects. Pakistan was one of 3 countries chosen as forestry champions around the globe during the UN Climate Summit COP26 in Glasgow, together with Costa Rica and Congo. The United Nations has now tasked these 3 countries with advising their continents on forestry and green initiatives as part of global efforts to address the growing threat of climate change. Wow!
Congratulations,
Wonderful.
Pakistan, and congratulations to the entire team of the PTI government, who's actually so keen to make Pakistan
Billion tree tsunami. I mean, for all of those people who might not even know why we're actually giving this credit to the government, it's all because of the billion tree tsunami, and they have achieved it, alhamdulillah. Imagine that in the rest of the continent, we will be telling people, oh, you have to do this. Oh, you have to do this.
Imagine that.
And it just feels great that, you know, it's your country who actually have to kind of instruct other people to come together and, you know, play their role. It's wonderful. But other than that, you know, there are a lot of other people who need to come together to, so, you know, kind of make sure that they identify the problems within the community, societies, or probably within their own households.
Right. So, particularly speaking, I think I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this segment, we are going to talk about such a pillar of a society, of any household, and eventually a state and a nation and a country as well, which cannot be, first of all, disregarded, discredited, and actually shapes the entire coming generation.
True.
It's such a small role in a, I mean, when we talk about it, we talk about it daily, but the impact is so huge. Without this particular person or personality, I don't know how things or people shape.
And without giving it away, Shiza, I'm going to add over here, and that is that, ladies and gentlemen, this particular person works 365 days a year, 24/7, and never gets paid.
Never asks for a pay, even they do it out of their heart. I don't think I'm going to give it away who I'm talking about. We have a small poetic tribute to this very person. We all have them in our lives. For those who don't have them in their lives, we really wish and pray for you, of course. But we are here for you as your family. But let's take a look at it. And when we
let's take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a tribute to all of those mothers out there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this very amazing poetic tribute to all the mothers worldwide.
Every day is Mother's Day.
A mother's journey begins when a tiny little heart starts beating in her womb. A never-ending journey of love that stops only when she breathes her last. A mother's love is something that no one can explain. It is made of deep devotion and sacrifice and pain. It is endless and unselfish, and enduring come what may, for nothing can destroy it or take that love away. It is patient and forgiving when all other are forsaking, and it never fails or flutter even though the heart is breaking. It believes beyond believing when the world around condemns, and it allows all the beauty of the rarest, brightest gems. It is far beyond defining. It defies all explanations, and it still remains a secret, like the mysteries of creation. A many-splendored miracle men cannot understand. Another wondrous evidence of God's tender guiding hand.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are obviously paying rich tribute to all of those mothers who are out there. And while we're talking about mothers, I think I would want to say thank you very much, Ammi. And you've always been there for me, no matter what happens. Alhamdulillah, I'm 34 years old now, and not a single day that you have allowed me to step outside the house, and that too without having breakfast. May it be my clothes at any point of time, may it be anything which I needed, you were always there. And you never asked for anything in return. And even today, while I was leaving for work, she steps outside every single day to see me off, do a little prayer. And then I'm like, Ammi, dua karna, mera show acha ho jaye. And it has always been great as well. So a rich tribute to all of those mothers out there. You want to say to your mother anything?
Of course, I hope she's watching it first of all. I think it goes without saying, and I don't think I need words to actually say it anymore. The love of a mother is unconditional.
Wow.
Of course, they're going to support you in anything that you want for yourself. They are going to present to you all the pros and cons of it, but literally stand by you in whatever you choose.
Yeah.
Of course.
Even if it's the
and
wrong
even
decision.
if you fall, exactly.
Yeah.
And even if you fall back, they'll be there to catch you. And I don't think there's anything purer than that.
Wow.
So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about...
Yeah, it felt like as if she was actually writing a testimonial on Orchid.
Oh, on Orchid. Wow. On that note, we're talking about mothers, of course, but in particular, to be very clear for everyone out there, we're talking about how the role of a mother can get intentionally or unintentionally so exhausting even.
True.
And how can actually a mother strike the right kind of balance between choosing herself as a human and being a mother. Let's do that.
Which is why, ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by the founder of this very wonderful initiative, which we are calling...
It's so cute.
United Ammis. Yeah, United Ammis, ladies and gentlemen. And she happens to be Ms. Shafia Rafiq. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, Shafia. How are you? Good morning. Congratulations.
Walaikum assalam, and thank you so much inviting me over. And at least I can talk about United Ammis and convey my message.
Wow, that's wonderful. But I wanted it to be more global, for example, global mummies or, something like that where everybody can kind of resonate to it. But it's all right. How did you come up with this idea and what is it all about? United Ammis. Yeah. So when I think of United Ammis, I think of 8 or 10 ladies standing, one being a doctor, one being an engineer, one being a housewife, everybody coming together to do what?
Okay. United Ammis, Shahzad, it's like this, that during COVID-19, I was sitting home and there was nothing to do actually because the world was literally shut. True. And I thought, how can I help people out there, mothers out there, particularly because being profession, I'm a childcare coach, parenting expert, and I run my own school also. So school was shut. And my school mothers, they said, ma'am, we are having lots of troubles with child development, and then the kids are staying home, so what we can do about it. So all of a sudden, it just popped into my head that why teachers only? Why not mothers? Yeah. So the idea, I just initiated idea from there, made a Facebook page, then a website, and then this started from social media, gathered mothers there. And the idea behind United Ammis was to empower Ammis, to empower women in terms of holistically. People talk about entrepreneurship, people talk about professional women, people think that empowerment meant to be professionalism. That's in people's head. But what I believe is empowerment is not just professionalism. Yeah. Need to empower women in every walk of life. Yeah. Either she's household, either she's dealing with household chores, either she's looking after her children, either she's looking after her family, cooking, cleaning, health and hygiene, professional mummies, everything. So it's a holistic approach. Yeah. So what we did is we brought this idea, and this is actually the vision of United Ammis, and we have gathered about 5,000 Ammis on our platform. Wow. And we
started with a Facebook group?
Facebook group.
Right.
Facebook group, and then we started doing little segments online. And little segments online, we started with children, because at that particular time, kids were home. So we started a speech competition online, and it took us 4 months to complete that speech contest. And it was, the children participated all over the world, around the globe. As you said, why not global mummies? So what I wanted to convey was my culture.
Okay.
Around the globe, around the world. I have friends in US, I have friends community in UK, and I have friends in Australia. And I have a plan to take it into US, UK,
so UK
Australia,
chapter, Australia
Canada.
chapter, yeah.
Yes, so we're going to launch Ammi's chapter all around the world, inshallah ta'ala.
Wow.
And it's a community services. We don't charge anything for it. It's a free of cost. So it took us 4 months, coming back to the speech competition. It took us 4 months to complete that competition online. And as I told you, children around the world, they participated. And then
but why were children participating in the speech contest when it was United Ammis?
United Ammis. Ammis, okay. Ammis' first love is
Bache.
Bache.
Yeah.
So we started with Bacha.
Yeah.
We started with Bachas. Because as I said,
to engage the moms?
Yes, of course. We engaged mom also because they were the one who were preparing the children for that particular competition.
Wonderful.
So we finally, 4 months it took, and then we had an event last month. And you know what? Children from Gilgit, children from Karachi, they actually physically came into our function.
Wow.
They received their shields. And the bright children we got, I can't explain you the feelings, the mothers who were there shouting and saying, oh, this is me. This is me who prepared my child, not the teacher, not the teacher. It's not that teacher's role is not there, but I just tried that I can show them at least
that this is what you're capable of.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Even if you're not that educated, still you can do it. And you know what? The mothers who were not that educated, we gave them counseling. We had a counseling session with them, even in Punjabi, even in Urdu, even in English, whatever segment of society they were from. And we actually told them how to deal with it, what resources to use, how to tell your child to study, keep an eye on them, give them a time, give them a quality time. And that's what we achieved. And it's hardly one year.
So it's like giving a handbook to all of those ammis out there that, hey, you know what, the easier way to do is this.
Yeah, ammis counseling, and then we have professional ammis also. So we have.
What do you mean by professional ammis? I mean that's very different. Professional ammis. I mean everybody.
Okay. As for example, your ammi's doctor. Who is she?
Yeah, she's a doctor.
A working
she's a
woman.
Professional ammi, right? She goes. Sorry.
A working woman.
Working woman.
Okay.
Absolutely. Any profession, yes.
Professional ammi. I just like the idea. I just like the jargon. I just like the vocabulary you use. Professional ammis. You know, so professional ammis we're referring to ammis who actually step outside the houses to work, or probably stay inside and work online, or probably teachers or anybody in any field. Wow.
Right. So, Shafi,
so that's great.
Well, we know you're a parenting coach as well. So when you created this community and thousands of women were a part of it and they knew you for the first time, they came to know you, did they question your credibility as to why do we need to learn from you, Shafia?
Okay, that's a very interesting question actually. When we created United Ammis, it was not only me. We gathered 6 educationists and people, they were very much know about them. And since I myself, I won't say that people know me.
They do.
Yeah, but since it's everywhere, because this is a social media world.
Right.
And it's very easy for people to Google to see the credibility in terms of, you know, if you are credible, you are there. It's not happening like for a short period of time you're there, that's fine, but for the longer term you can't. So there wasn't any question or credibility. Honestly, they were very much okay with it. And once they get the solutions of their problems, there is no question of credibility.
I'm sure, there's no doubt.
So then now I have a series of questions so that people can actually have a better understanding of how to join the group and how to kind of be a part of it. So is it only for mothers or mothers to be as well? You know.
Okay, it's actually for girls, younger girls, and for married girls, unmarried girls, or professional women.
Or probably people looking
it's about
for
girls.
as well, yeah.
It's actually about girls, because they're going once they're going to grow up. Of course, they will get married, and they need to have an understanding what we are doing. And word is very open with the.
So it's like the younger girls are going to shadow the older women so that they can actually have a better understanding of how life needs to be.
Of the things, because we talk about almost every aspect of women's life.
Wow.
Every aspect of women's life, and not to forget the role of fathers here. People mismanipulate it in terms of that it's United Ammis, and there are nothing to do with daddies or abus or fathers.
Abba,
Abbas. It's nothing like that. Let me clear, because it starts with mom. Mom gives a birth, and then the baby comes, and then and then that boy is a father. He's gonna and brother and husband and whatsoever. So this is the mother who's gonna nurture that child, who's gonna do everything about it. And then we are planning that we are in inshallah ta'ala next year, we are planning a community of Abus as well.
United Abus?
Yes, inshallah ta'ala. United Abus, and then United Ammis and United Abus are going to collaboratively work for the betterment of the society.
Brilliant.
But I hope and pray that, you know, not a lot of Abus from the United Abus group and United Ammis group kind of get together and change the Abus and Ammis for other kids as well. I think we really need to make sure that this is not happening. We need to kind of avoid that. But yeah, because it's all about unity, ladies and gentlemen, and we love unity. But other than that, you know, since continuing with those series of questions as well, number 2 is, now for all of those Ammis who were already doing so much while being at home, imagine that you have given them an added responsibility of how to be really available for this platform, and then how to prepare kids for speeches and everything, and then they're traveling now. Do you think that it's a better idea to kind of give them this added or shared responsibility, because they were already doing so much, you know, and then they're like, yaar, ye humne group join kar liya, ab to zyada kaam karna pada hai. Does that sentiment come quite a lot?
I have a wonderful answer for that.
Sure.
Added responsibility, you said.
Yeah.
Added responsibility, you need to tell me, what do you think about added responsibility? If you have children, you need to give her or your daughters a quality time.
True.
Right? Yeah. What do you think what that quality time is? Do you think that quality time is just sitting with them and asking them what did they do whole day?
I think what they like to do the most while me being around is something, I would say.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's okay. That's okay. But what about their future? What about their career? What about their understanding of life, life skills? You being father, responsible for doing things. School is not only responsible, teachers are not only responsible, and that's what my major vision is, that being parents, we need to understand this thing, that children are our responsibility. We need to understand that their teachers are not available 24/7. You are the one who is role model first, because the children are with you 24/7, and you can make or break your child.
Absolutely,
you can make or break your child, and if you want to make your child, even in linguistics, even in intelligence, whatever, you can do it. You can do it, and I'm trying to provide a platform that come forward. If you're ready to learn, if you want to explore what actually mothering is, parenting is, you have a platform. You don't have to look for it. There is
so it's available already.
It's available.
So,
right.
and it's your choice whether you want to have that added responsibility or not.
Of course.
And the best part about this is, Shafia and Shahzad, I feel like it's not sort of it's not a homework or a formula that people have to, you know, sort of, and it's not a book that you're giving out to mothers to let them first of all feel sort of belittled, ke mujhe kaun sikhayega maa banna, you know. It's not that. It's just a community where all of the mothers are coming together to discuss and share what they go through. Now, you know, Shafia, where you said, and I can stand by it. There are, of course, different type of households, different type of systems and whatnot. There are some parents who are not well educated, but they do everything to provide the best for their kids, right? And this is where similar communities actually do come in. Well, I don't think this will be an added responsibility. As a parent, I think it's in their heart to learn the best for their child.
Absolutely.
A very small example, my mother-in-law, well, hats off to her as a mother, of course. She was not very well educated, but she wanted her children to receive the best. And imagine, not knowing English, she still taught her children homework and all. How? Because whatever the homework was, she used to do it before the children, you know, write down everything, questions and answers, practice it all, learn it all, and then teach it to the children.
Wow.
And if such people come together to share their ideas, I think it's definitely a better community and a society.
Absolutely a motivation.
So question being, now that you have more than 5,000 mummies coming together, what are some of the most common issues that you felt they were all raising?
And in real time, I believe that it's not just 5,000 mummies, it's more than 20,000 people, because they have their family members. They're imparting all of that knowledge too. So wonderful.
Of course. Shiza, the major thing I'm facing these days is that they have some domestic problems.
Oh, right.
And even few cases of domestic violence also. Very educated mothers, very educated people, but of course they have problems at home and they are trying to deal with it. Then they have pressures from family, and then they are psychologically disturbed. And once they are psychologically disturbed, they are unable to look after their children in a particular way or their family particular way. That love and bond is missing. And trust me, what I'm trying to do is to create that love and bond, happiness, caring. If you don't care for your family, if you don't love your family, everything is ruined.
It's useless, yeah.
It's useless. True. So this is this, and then we are facing, you see, postpartum depression.
True.
Mothers are not, very first time mother is very much into depression, how to look after a child, and then nobody at home sometimes looking after a child, or there are single families. You see, nobody's there to look after their children, or herself, she's not feeling well. So postpartum depression is something very, very serious.
And very common as well.
It's common. And here in Pakistan, it's very, very common, because they don't like to go to the doctor later to talk about psychological issues, that what they are going through. So my message is that they should see their doctor. They should look after themselves, because if they're not going to look after that depression at that stage, they're going to take it further, and they're going to take it in their life later.
And it will have an impact on their children as well.
Of course, of course.
Right. And Shafia, I'm sorry that I'm actually stopping you over here, but we do have to rush out towards a short break as well. But ladies and gentlemen, there's just one sentiment which I want all men to kind of take it out of their minds and just throw it away somewhere, because a lot of times, when men are being asked whether, if you look after your family, so they're like, oh, I pay them well in time, I have a driver at home, I have a cook at home, and everything is being looked after. That's not what women want. Women want your attention and love. I think that's one thing which we, or probably the group, can really impart as well, and kind of educate women on how to kind of have a sane household, because a lot of people give a lot of wrong advices to a lot of younger couples, and I think that's something which we want to pick up on. Since we are talking on mothers, so we'll definitely try to play another tribute song for all of those mothers out there. But after a short break, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. 1, 2, 3. Good morning.
Good morning.
Those who look for seashells will find seashells. Those who open them will find pearls.
Welcome back to Well This Morning, ladies and gentlemen, with Shahzad Khan. I am Shiza Hashmi, and today we are, while of course appreciating and commending the role of mothers in our society, we are also discussing how to, make the entire child development system better.
Yeah.
And to talk about that, we have one of our favorite experts of childcare, Shafia Rafiq, with us. But Shahzad, before we did go out on a show, why are you trembling? Are you cold?
Yeah. Do you know how cold it's going to be in days to come?
Just well, like I don't know, but I don't think it's going to rain anymore, is it?
Well, I don't know. I do not even want it to rain, but other than that, ladies and gentlemen, very cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during next 24 hours.
Yes.
So make sure that you take out your jackets, long coats and long boots as well. However, partly cloudy weather is expected in parts of the country during evening or night.
In southern parts, wow, Multan will be cold.
Yeah, and according to Met Office, frost is likely to occur places in Potohar region during morning hours. Dense fog is likely to prevail in Punjab, Plain, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Upper Sindh during night times. And continental air is prevailing over most parts of the country as well.
Right, and so which does mean it's going to be a little dry, no expected rain. In the coming days, of course, Met Office will keep updating us as well. But I know a lot of you are making plans for the New Year's tomorrow, of course. Do enjoy it while you follow the SOPs for the COVID, along with the SOPs for the cold, because it's going to be absolutely crazy and chilly. Yeah. And especially if you're in the Twin Cities, we're going in minuses in the nights, right?
Wow, yeah, we did on the 24th and the 23rd of December as well. Just last night, I was wondering that I hope it goes to -1 on the New Year's Eve as well, because, you know, we will be having a day off and I wanted to kind of enjoy that weather. But let's see whether it's going to happen or not. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I think there's another good news, and that is that our under-19 team just recently, the Pakistan under-19 cricket team recently actually did defeat India. But now, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan will be facing Sri Lanka in the ICC Under-19 Asia Cup today in Dubai, while the second semi-final will be played between India and Bangladesh at Sharjah.
Best of luck to the team. Of course, we are already proud of you no matter what the outcome. But we really hope, of course, that you win.
I think Mr. Ramiz Raja, you know, ever since he took oath as the chairman of Pakistan Cricket Board, he's done some wonderful things. We can actually see the mindset kind of prevailing in our under-19 or in a national cricket team as well. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have another update. What is that?
Speaking about the updates, I think I really want to talk about how we were still, you know, sort of fixing the society.
Yep.
Can we do that?
And we still want to do that. But, you know, I think I would want to kind of stick with cricket as well, because, you know, I'm a sports broadcast journalist as well.
Yes.
So while, you know, we're talking about how Ramiz Raja Saab mindset has actually been witnessed within the teams and the way they have been playing, I still think, ladies and gentlemen, that we really need to focus on our test cricket as well and one-day internationals. Even though, you know, the recent tour we did win as well, but it was against a team which was on the weaker side. So I think that we really need to kind of primarily focus on test cricket, because the legends, they still think that, you know, test cricket is the real cricket. For us, you know, for people or for younger generations, they're still more focused on T20s, and it feels great, you know, T20, T10, or 6 overs ka match. I think everybody kinds of love it, because it does not really take a lot of effort as well. But other than that, we have another story to share, ladies and gentlemen. And do you want to see the visual first, or do you want me to share it first?
I want to see the visual first.
Okay, so let's take a look at the visual first, and then we're going to give away this story. Let's go ahead.
Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto University of Science and Technology Islamabad campus organized 9th Media Festival to showcase the practical work of Media Studies Department. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Farooq Habib inaugurated the festival and viewed the artwork of students. Addressing at the event, he said, This is the era of fifth-generation hybrid war, which has increased the significance of media studies and communications. Minister Farooq Habib further said government is investing in youth and the Prime Minister Imran Khan has launched Rs 100 billion Kamyab Jawan program to encourage the entrepreneurship in the country. Students in the festival had set over a dozen stalls, art and photo gallery to display their fieldwork. Head of Zabist Islamabad campus Khusro Parvez Khan said students got impressive talent which is reflected through their work.
This basically media festival basically highlight the transformation of these students, their intellectual abilities, their out-of-box thinking, new ideas and all that in different art forms.
Number of students and faculty members visited the gala and appreciated students' efforts. Showbiz star and faculty member Zabist Laila Zubairi said media festival has exhibited excellent skills of students.
I'm having a lot of fun. It's a beautiful festival and very colorful, and all stalls are very nice, and I really appreciate the efforts of students. They are doing a great job.
Students also presented a theatre performance to pay tribute to Indian-occupied Kashmir people. The media festival at Zabist University has proved the creativity and academic talent of Pakistani university students. Rahul Bisharat, PTV World, Islamabad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that was a small report, and I think I would want to appreciate the Minister's state as well, Mr. Farooq Habib, where he said that we really need to kind of have more people who are going to create more jobs for other people. I think it's great, and it's about time that we kind of look into it as well. But while we talk about how we need more people to create more opportunities for other people, I think let's go back to where a lot of Ammis are creating other opportunities for other Ammis as well. And before actually heading out towards the break and doing this news segment, I kind of wanted to share where how men really need to get rid of this thought process that, hey, you know what, I pay her money on time, I do not abuse her, I make sure the driver's there to pick them up, or probably the cook's there to cook food for them. And towards the end of the day, I think that, your spouse really needs your attention, the way you spend time with your kids. That's the same amount of time you need to spend with your partner as well. How do you think that you're coping up with such issues on this platform? Because a lot of Ammis might probably be writing about their issues. And what are the most common issues you come across?
Yes, Shahzad, you're right. It is a common issue that women tells us that their partners are not giving them time, and even if they get free from offices, they don't come straight back to home. And they want to have every day to have a meeting with friends and enjoying their time, and then when they come back home, they tell their wives, oh, that's okay, I need to spend some time with my friends because I work whole day. They don't think of the wife who's at home looking after the children, and she's looking forward to her husband to come back home and talk to her, whatever.
I think the sentiment is same when the woman is actually getting ready or doing her makeup, or please get ready, we're getting late. Yeah, just 5 minutes. And if a lady actually asks her husband, "Aap kab aayenge?" "Bas main aaya 5 minute mein ghar ke paas hu." I'll just be there. I think the sentiment is same, no?
It happens actually. Yes.
Yeah, but on more serious note, what happens is that once they're waiting for their husbands, the husbands, they take their wives for granted. Yeah, and not all of them. But majority is authority, you see, and I have seen in my group, witness in my group, that women are suffering with this thing. But I would like to put one very, very, very important point here.
Sure.
We all time blame man for it. And what I have witnessed, it's not every time man. What kind of creativity you have to bring your man back at home?
No, wait, hold
That's
on.
a valid point.
Let me. What happens is most of the time a woman kept complaining, I'm tired of the domestic chores. Even if she has a servant, I'm tired of the kids, they don't listen to me, they just keep shouting, why don't you pay attention to your children, this, that, and that's what it is happening. And you know what? Man has a nature. No matter what, even if you quote Islam here, you need to be a sort of facilitator.
True.
Let's accept it. Equality is good. I agree. But we need to respect our husbands.
Of course.
We need to give them time.
Yeah.
Give them time means to give them time, not to tell them every time calling, butter bhi le aana, bread bhi le aana, ye bhi kar lena, and once he's home, she gets into a kitchen. मेरे पास तो चीजें ही नहीं थी.
Exactly. And you know, since while you've you know, kind of said it, you put it out there, I think thank you very much for doing so, because I'm going to second it. Because this is the kind of conversation I had with my wife as well, where initially, you know, when we got married, she would always be like, oh, you know what. So whenever we would sit together, she would always have something to kind of complain about. And I was like, why can't we just talk like two normal people? Just like we go outside, you know, if your friend's going to be here, let's talk about what Elon Musk is doing. Why is he sending cars into space? Or, you know, any other thing, rather than talking about all of those critical issues you have in your mind. Let's not talk about that.
Absolutely, Shahzad. And I keep, when I do counseling, I make sure that I give this advice to mothers that, okay, you are doing responsibility, you are doing a great job, you are looking after your children, and because you are home, and even if you're not home, you're a working mother, still, you need to appreciate each other rather than appreciating your work in terms of that I'm looking after more, you are not. So stop stop doing this blame game, but to encourage each other. If someone is lacking, encourage him, motivate your partner that how you can do it, and then the other partner should motivate. You see that how can you be compatible to each other and help each other to live a very happy marital life.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So what do you say to those mothers where you identify that it's not their husbands who are actually on the wrong, it's rather the mummies in the ummies group?
Okay, Shahzad, I want to quote one thing here. We don't point out who is wrong and who is right.
If they keep on asking about it, because they will.
We still don't do that.
Just
because
put the cards
we
on the table,
put a
they'll
situation, we do counseling in terms of that they should, they inwardly understand, okay, there is something wrong, we should be doing this, so it's going to help. So it's rather a better way, instead of telling them that your husband is right, you are wrong. So because we need to bring them a right path, not to just you know, demotivate them, not to come on our platform and not talk about things.
No, of course, you cannot discredit someone's struggle. We don't know where they're coming from. So definitely that. One very important thing I realized that is not a discussion of most Pakistani households, most, I'm not saying all. It's how being a happy or a friendly couple, you know, between a husband and a wife, can actually impact your child's entire life. His belief system, his, you know, expectations from the world, from his partner, from what he should be giving back to the world, it actually matters a lot. We don't have the concept of, you know, hugging our spouses in front of our children. My parents always used to, well, tell each other, I love you in front of us. And earlier when we were little, we used to make fun of it because we were watching movies. We were like, oh, you're doing Titanic, you know, funny stuff like that. But now we realize how important it is for children to learn. You know,
I just thought of that scene. You know, where they're right in front of the ship, you know, with their hands open, you know, I just kind of had a visual of it,
But I feel like it's very important for the children to know that this is a solid relationship and also a solid backup for you to fall back to whatever the world gives you. So I want you to wrap up on this note on how important it is, because somewhere I read the best gift a father can give to their children is be nice to their mother. And tell me if you agree with it, and how can both the parents make sure that they do it.
And this way, you know, before you answer, and this way I believe that, you know, that your future generations will have a stronger belief in the relationship as well.
Absolutely.
You know, they'll be like, since our mother and father were so good together, and they've spent so many years together, and they were so happy, so they will look forward to getting into another relationship, and that too, or probably in marriage as well.
Absolutely, Shiza. I definitely second you. That's what it is supposed to be done. But unfortunately, in Pakistan, there is a problem. People don't come forward.
Why are we shy?
Why? Because I believe it's a belief system also. Sometimes they mismanipulate Islam. They bring Islam into it, and it's a halal relationship.
Exactly.
And once it's a halal relationship, you are sitting in front of your children, and even if you're appreciating your wife, or wife is appreciating her spouse, it's not a bad idea. They should be doing that. And second thing is, of course, they impact on their children's life. If you speak to your wife politely, you will see your son will be speaking to your daughter first politely, and then later to her wife, to his wife politely.
And so, mother as well. She's not out of the picture.
Of course, she is in the picture, but I'm just giving an example. So same is the case that if you are happy and you're portraying a happy marital life, definitely the children are looking forward that, yes, that's the life we want to have. Yeah. Our parents are the best example of it. So let's set an example, let's set a best example of parenting, motherhood, parenthood instead, and we should not forget our children. We should not forget our children, how we can help them, nurture them in an excellent manner, give them value system, culture, ethics, manners, education, and skill. Skill is the most important part. Thank you so much.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So that was Shafi Rafiq with us, you know, the founder of United Ummies. She's an educationist. She does quite a lot of other work as well. But ladies and gentlemen, for all of those mummies who are out there, please make sure that you join the group so that you can anything. If it's kind of keeping you occupied, that's just that thought process or just that thought, please make sure that you join in and kind of get the experts' advice on how to have a resolve.
Absolutely, and this one's not just for the mummies, but all the parents out there. Stop believing that you have completely developed and grown as a person. Yes, you are an adult, but there's always room for unlearning and relearning and improving and, you know, growing together. So please do that for the betterment of your family. And till the next time, of course, we'll see you tomorrow at the same time though, but make sure to write to us for all your feedback, suggestions. Maybe you can let us know your resolutions for the new year so we can include them in tomorrow's show on our social media pages with the name of
Well This Morning.
Yes, and the repeat of this show you will be able to catch at
5 past midnight. Till the next time, look after yourselves. 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Thank you.